Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another horror movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Hollow Man, released in 2000, directed by Paul Verhoeven, from a script by Andrew W. Marlowe, starring Elisabeth Shue, Kevin Bacon, Josh Brolin, Kim Dickens, Greg Grunberg, Joey Slotnick, Mary Randle, William Devane, and Rhona Mitra. Now, I saw this movie in the theaters when it first came out, and I didn't know much about it other than, I saw a couple of trailers on television. And from what I saw in those trailers, I was, kind of hopeful because the trailers made it look like it had the potential to be a successor to the Invisible Man series. And then I went to the theaters and saw it, and I was wowed because it was basically, this film to me feels like a perfect modern day successor to The Invisible Man. Well written, well directed by Paul Verhoeven. The acting in this is just excellent throughout this one. Elisabeth Shue is very likable as our lead in this, as she always was in anything she's in. Kevin Bacon is excellent as Sebastian Cain, our main Invisible Man kind of a villain in this story. And he starts off fairly cool, but he has some perverted things about him and ways about him that, are annoying to a lot of his co-workers around him. And that just intensifies whenever he becomes invisible, because that goes up like tenfold with him. And it starts to get dangerous with the character, and it's just an excellent take on an Invisible Man story. Many of the other performances in here are excellent. Josh Brolin gives probably my favorite performance of his in anything in this. He is so cool as his character in this. And there are a couple of moments in there where it looks like he's going to get killed. And I was actually fearful and worried about him and was hoping he'd make it through. And I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but, it really does put you on the edge of your seat. Kim Dickens as Sarah is really, really good. She's got this attitude about her, and she doesn't really like Sebastian too much, and she plays that up very, very good in this film. Very good performance by her. And then, of course, William Devane is in this, and I've always liked him as an actor. He's playing a bit of an asshole in this film, though, so I wasn't able to really like him too much. He plays this boss character that's a little bit over the top with his requests, and it angers Sebastian to the point where once he becomes invisible, he decides one of his first things when he loses his mind is goes after William Devane's character of Howard. Another thing, like I said, he's got that perverted thing. The lovely Rhona Mitra is in this as Sebastian's neighbor, and he is consistently, being a perv and watching her as she undresses and stuff. I don't know why these women decide that it's okay to open, their windows and everything and undress in front of the windows, but they always do that in these films, and there's always a perv to be able to watch and see that when it happens, and that was Sebastian in this, but he goes one step further and actually goes in there as when he's invisible and ends up raping her. which wasn't a very, because I have constantly, I'm sure you've seen in my reviews, I have constantly been against, any kind of rape scenes in films and everything. I don't think they're necessary. I don't think you should be putting those things in there. It's I don't think it's a necessary thing to stick in a film. When you do, it just makes people uncomfortable, and it makes them not want to watch your movie anymore. And I kind of felt that way in the theaters when that scene happened. I love Rhona Mitra. I sure as hell didn't want to see her getting thrown onto a bed by an invisible man and physically done that way. That was just too far. Paul Verhoeven has a tendency to do stuff like that in his films, and that's my only negative toward him as a director. He did it with Showgirls, and he did it. Basic Instinct was another one that he did some, off the wall kind of stuff in there. But I mean, he's just that kind of a filmmaker. But overall, though, I do think this movie is an excellent, like I said, successor to the Invisible Man movies. And, the only negative I have about it is that. The rest of this film is just so structured, so directed so well. If that scene was cut, this film would be an absolute masterpiece and a perfect film. But as it is, it does have that scene in there. And so my final review for Hollow Man, and I am reviewing the director's cut. I'm going to give this film a 8.9 out of 10. God, this could have been a 10 out of 10 easy had they not went down that route with the neighbor character. Such a shame. But what do you guys think of Hollow Man? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members prior to it going up for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help us to get more movies on here that I might not normally review, become a Plus member. Well, that's it for another horror movie night. If you missed last week's horror movie night video, you can check it out in the link above. Or if you have missed any of our videos on horror movie night, check out this playlist and you can check out anything that you've missed.